What is up, YouTube? This is ProtoDemn, and I am finally bringing you guys another Pokemon Online battle after, well, pretty much forever, because I had lost my recording programs on my laptop since I had been hit by a virus, whenever it was, and I finally got Hypercam for this, so I could finally record Pokemon battles. So I'm going to show you guys a pretty good battle I had with Prime X Time 92. This is going to be episode 1 of my underused takedown. Pretty much I'm just fighting underused. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet, so I just call it takedown, whatever. Well, I lead off with my Scholipede, and he leads off with his Medicham, which is actually a Zoroark. He went for the flamethrower, but I was sashed, so I managed to get up both layers of spikes. The second turn, he probably thought I was going to attack him. He went for a Sucker Punch. I actually went for my second layer of Toxic Spikes, and I managed to get up one layer of regular spikes, so I'm in a very good position. Knowing there was a Zoroark all special attacks, I went to Snorlax because this thing is especially defensive beast. I get a curse off, and as he switched out into Crobat, now he's pretty much going for the Brave Birds, and he went for the Roosters. I went for another curse, and I do run Return on this Snorlax instead of Body Slam because I have no attack EVs or nature on this Snorlax. This Snorlax is max special defense and HP, so I rely on gaining all my attack from Curse. And I went for a third Curse there as he switches into his own Snorlax, his fatty, which hits me with a Toxic, but he's also Toxic because of Toxic Spikes. That's Toxic in three times. I said it rather in one sentence. He, unfortunately, he does run the rest. I go for another return, and it's actually doing a pretty big chunk. But unlike him, I don't carry the return, so I'm not going to be able to recover from this toxic. And he switches out to Crobat and pretty much gets wrecked with one return. So now he goes out into his Medicham, only it just used Dark Pulse. It's not Medicham at all, it's actually Zoroark yet again, which I don't understand why he switched into it. He got a little bit lucky there with the flinch axe, so the poison's gonna do a lot of damage, and I guess he was hoping for it again, because he does go for another Dark Pulse, but nope. I'm going to take Zoroark down with another return and die to the Toxic, so we're pretty much tied up 4-4 right now. I decided to switch it to Mismagus because my Mismagus. I don't know how to pronounce it. I say Mismagus. But I go into my Mismag. I go for the Calm Mind, thinking he's gonna go for the T-Bolt, and he actually does go for a substitute. Seeing his subs, I decided to go for my own, and he, for whatever reason, goes for a Signal Beam. I'm assuming it was a misclick on his part, which pretty much sucks. So I go for my second Calm Mind here. He goes for a Thunderbolt, breaks my sub, and I'm like, okay, no problem. I have two Calm Minds up. I have plus 2 special defense. I'll get behind the subs, and his T-Bolt is not going to break it, and lo and behold, it does break my subs. And I was like, wow, this Zapdos has got pretty good special attack. So I go for the Shadow Ball and decided just to break his sub there. He does go for a T-Bolt, and it reveals that it does 28% damage, which is a little more than enough than he needs to break the subs. He goes for another Thunderbolt there, and that time he got 32%, which means min damage probably around that 28. But 2 more Shadow Balls ends up taking him down, and I have 4-3 lead. He goes into his Azumarill. I know that Aqua Jet's coming. I decided just to leave Mismag in there for fodder. And we're tied up at 3 apiece, but he is toxic, so pretty bad situation for him. I switch out into Porygon 2. I get the special attack boost because Powrow's defense was higher, and he dies to a Thunderbolt. The Aqua Jet didn't really do anything at all. He goes out into Fatty. He's asleep, and I was like, okay, no problem. I'm going to use Sceptile, get behind the subs. He's still going to stay asleep, not be able to do anything, and I am going to Leech Seed him, and that's exactly what I do, and the Leech Seed misses, and he gets to rest and get all his HP back. So he's back at full HP, no poison or anything like that, and I'm like, well, this thing's going to be a problem, but I managed to get the second Leech Seed off, so I'm pretty much going to be recovering a lot of HP at the end of each turn from that. Not to mention that my Sceptile does also have leftovers. He is a Sub-Seed staller and has been doing really good for me in UU in the recent in the past 2 weeks or so. Anyways, I go into Sand Slash and I go for the Stone Edge, hoping to get crits, and I do get a crit there. And he gets a crit with his own body slam, which does not paralyze me, so hacks going around, but not the important ones, I guess. He calls back his fatty, goes into Poo Poo, the actual Medicham, remember the Zoroark is done, and I go for the Stone Edge rather, on the switch. He resists it, so that's good for him. He goes for a Fake Out, doesn't do much damage. I do have, I believe, max defense on this Sand Slash. So, he's going to go for the high jump kick, and my Sand Slash is going to go down. So, he is taking a lot of damage from all the Toxic and his Life Orb. I decided to go for Protect, expecting the high jump kick, but knowing that even no matter what move he used, and he did use Zen Headbutt, he was going to go down to Poison. So his last Pokemon is Fatty, which is not poisoned by Toxic, but of course that doesn't matter because of the fact that he could just rest it off. But he actually goes for a Toxic, as I go for the Leech Seed, and his Toxic misses. Does not matter, however, because Giga Drain ends up leaving him in just enough HP for me to pretty much be able to kill him. And that's pretty much the game right there. I end up winning that one 2-0. I did not get to use my last Pokemon, I don't think. Actually, no, Porygon 2. Yeah, never mind. So, these are some new Pokemon I made, and I've been using a lot of new Pokemon and underused. I've been playing exclusively UU tier, and I'm not doing too horribly. I'm still around 1100 on the Pokemon Online ladder, or I'm usually between 1050 and 1150, so I mean, it's not the worst. I can do better, but this team is actually doing pretty well for me, especially Sceptile and Mismag, which have made people forfeit in the past, which always fills me with pride knowing that my Pokemon are making people quit. But yeah, that's it for this battle, guys, and don't worry, I will record a lot more, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace!